Alright, what up, y'all? We live. Your man Free the Center. I'm not gonna lie, this is some of the best pizza I've ever had. It's box pizza from Trader Joe's. The swine on it just tastes so so fresh. It tastes like a fresh kill. Not gonna lie. But I wanted to start doing reflections, right? I felt like, put that down for a second. I felt like the direction I've been trying to go with my life for like maybe the past, as far as I can remember, wasn't really benefiting me, you know? And benefiting me like mentally, wasn't benefiting me spiritually, especially when it came to like social media and like just different hobbies and different interests. I think I started to fall out of love with things because my motives were focused on things that would never last, right? A good example was my love for music, right? And for those of you that don't know, I've been rapping since I was like 8 years old. I remember my sister bought me this karaoke machine, and what I would do was I would go to the record store, and back then we had like cassettes, and when you bought like the single, and I think I either bought DMX's It's Dark and Hell is High, or either Puff Daddy's No Way Out. It was like whatever the single was. It probably was like All About the Benjamins and maybe like Can't Nobody Hold Me Down. It was definitely Diddy. And I mean, yeah, we talking about Diddy, and Diddy not looking good, but just keeping it real. And on the back of those cassettes would be the instrumental. So what I would do was I'd play the instrumental in the background and turn my karaoke machine on record, and because then you could record over cassettes as well. So I have a blank one in there on record, and I would just start rapping. And I got nice. I would say I just got nice. Like, some people would tell you I've been nice, but I think like recent years, and I'm talking about like sonically and skill set wise, like is when I got nice. And when you have certain talents, right, you have certain gifts, you know when you that dude, right? Or if you're a female, you that chick. But when you know, that means other people around you know. And then you have all different types of people start to gravitate towards you. And not all the time are their intentions to misuse you, right? Or inherently evil, right? But there's something I started learning about recently, like when it comes to like free will, right? And even though someone's intentions about like your gift may not be inherently evil, if what people will do is they have a vision and an idea of how they see you, right? Of where you can go with your gifts. And sometimes that's a good thing, because sometimes, you may not see it in yourself, and you may need others around you to kind of point it out to you. Sometimes it's not a good thing at all. Sometimes, and even though if the intentions is not a good thing, right? The reason why it's not a good thing is because for me and my situation, right? Since I was younger, all I ever wanted to be was in the music industry. All I ever wanted to be was a rapper. And at one point, too, a basketball player. Right, but it seemed like as my craft got better, the older I got, when I went to school, went to Five Town for this semester there, started learning about the music industry, and then from there I audited college courses on music business and things like that, and I started seeing how the music industry actually ran. I think I fell out of love, not necessarily with the craft, but with that dream. But then I think it probably was just me trying to be a people pleaser, maybe, right? Or I don't really know what it was, but I think part of it too, if I must be honest, was I have a lot of friends that I think I outgrew, right? And I think music was a great common ground to meet them where they were at, because I wanted them to grow with me too. So I think that played a part in it. But there's a famous saying that says, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are, right? It's a famous saying. And I think when I started surrounding myself with more people that I wanted to grow with me, right? And I'm just talking about spiritually, just from a spiritual perspective, not saying dudes ain't had their money or nothing like that, just things I'm seeing spiritually, right? I wanted them to grow with me. I think, and sometimes the influence is good, because when you're growing, right, when you're in a place in life and you're growing, you can have a disconnect too from reality. So you need people you need people around you that's gonna keep it a stack with you and ground you and be like, nah, homie, you bugging, or nah, go this route. And I'm so blessed and so glad that I have people like that around me. But then you have other people too who they may not have bad intentions, right? But their intentions is to get you to do what they want you to do, right? And they can see it yo, this could benefit me and you. And I think my motivation, it changed my agenda, right? It changed my agenda from saying, yeah, I'm gonna go this route with the music. I'm gonna keep it strictly faith-based, right? To where I no longer, to where I changed my mind about the industry, knowing how the industry is. I said, nah, we're gonna go this route. And it's crazy because the opportunities that popped up, it seemed like A&Rs we came across that heard the music, and I was already compromising, right? I was already compromising on my sound, on my content. I like, and this is interesting too. But the music was good sonically. Like it's on Spotify. You go check it out. The music is amazing sonically. The music was coming from an honest place, right? But I think I had to compromise a lot. I think I had to compromise a lot on I had to compromise a lot on just who I am and the route that I wanted to go. Give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, I forgot about the chat. My fault, y'all. Give me 1 second. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Shout out to everybody that's subscribing. Well, my man P, I see you, boy. Yeah. That's what's up. Shout out to everybody that's subscribing. Shout out to everybody that's subscribing and tuning in. But the route that I wanted to go, it just with certain people around me, it's like they had their own agendas, man. They had their own agendas. And like I was saying, A&Rs we was meeting, the music was already like vulgar. The music was already like, I don't want to say it wasn't me, but I think I had like a Tupac moment, right? Like in a sense of there's power in your words, right? It's like the more I spoke about certain things, it's like the more those things started to manifest. Like, not that I was intentionally like, yeah, we're going to be outside, we're going to be doing this, that, and the third. It's just to reach that specific audience, we got to be in certain locations because this is the audience that we're planning to market to. So it's like the music that I was making in order to impress like these A&Rs, it literally, in order to get this deal, it literally kind of like transformed my whole entire lifestyle. And this is why it's important to have like I said earlier, like real friends in your life. Like regardless, like it's good to have like friends that are grounded in God, right? Because they'll act like grounded in God for real. Because it's like, true story. Like, I know a lot of people that yap, this God told me this, God told me that, X, Y, Z. But as soon as they in the mix, it's like their whole relationship with God just go out the window. And it's kind of like, it's like, yo, where was all this you was talking about, God this, God that, and the third? And then when shit hit the fan, you just, like, there's no evidence of God in your life. I'm talking about like people that's really grounded, 10 toes in. And then even people who, that's just who they are. Like, they just solid individuals. They may not necessarily go to church or nothing like that, but they have your best interest at hand, right? Like they actually love and care about you. Those people are going to keep you grounded, and those people are going to tell you the truth. And in that point in time, I had individuals around. I just was not trying to hear them. I think that's a life lesson too. Like, we could turn a deaf ear when our hearts get hardened and we chasing the wrong things. We chasing clout. You know what I'm saying? I was chasing clout. And it just was a it just was a dark place, man. It just was a dark place. And the crazy thing about being in dark places is you start to unite with the darkness. You know what I mean? Niggas is drinking all the time, like crazy. And my pops and grandpops died from liver cancer. You know what I mean? There's alcoholics. Got all type of families with kidney and all those type of errors, issues, medical issues. And I'm going down the same path, you know what I mean? Smack, getting into altercations that's like that I would not normally get into if I was sober. And then rethinking about shit like, damn, that was like crazy. Like I could have lost my life, right? Yeah, and I think about it like, suppose I did lose my life in any of these situations, right? Or if I went to jail, it's kind of like what I was chasing, that shit would not have been worth it, period. Would not have been worth it. Nothing I was chasing, whether it was money, whether it was clout, whether it was to be that dude, like none of it was worth it. And I think what kind of changed it for me was having a kid, right? This is the beautiful thing about God, man. I think God, like the Bible talks about children being like a blessing from the Lord, right? And I think when my wife was pregnant with my daughter, I think that changed. That changed my whole entire lifestyle, right? It changed my whole entire lifestyle because I had to do a lot of reflecting. And I had to reevaluate who was in my life. I had to reevaluate all the relationships that I had. I had to reevaluate the new relationships that I was on the verge to creating. I had to reflect on myself and where I was at in life, and I had to ask myself, like, what do I want? Who do I want influencing my kid? Right? Is the life that I'm living now is because what hit me was like, if you're a parent, right? All of us that are parents, we are basically the standard, right? We're setting the standard to how far our kids can go. We're setting the standard to how successful they can be in this life. And that joint hit me heavy. Like, damn, like, is the route I'm going, is this the standard that I want to set for my kid? And it wasn't. It's like, is this the example that I want them looking up to, right? Because when I reflect on my life as a kid growing up, like my family is heavily into the streets, criminality, right? The ones that were successful, they ain't never come around, right? They got their bread, they got their life together, and I don't blame them, right? Like now that I'm older, I kind of reflect, and I'm like, I get it, right? I get it. But for the most part, especially the men in my family, right? Majority of them, if not all, were all involved in the streets. So as a kid, even though I got them telling me, yo, stay in school, don't be like me, X, Y, Z, they subconsciously did not realize that, yo, y'all niggas is the standard that I am going to aim for. Like every time I see y'all, go visit y'all, put money on your books, you come around, right? Like you tell me the war stories and all that. As a child, I'm soaking all of this in. And it got to a point where I was following their footsteps, right? And I look at it and I'm like, damn, that shit was never me, or it never was supposed to be me. It's just that was the standard that I had, right? Like, I should not even be here. Like, I'm at a life now, I should not even be here. I should be dead or dead ass, like locked up for the rest of my life. But it's really through the grace of God, like opening up my eyes. But yeah, what changed my direction, and some people would say it wasn't even a direction that was that crazy, right? Like I think my life prior, right, and that's another lie for another time. Prior to when we was chasing the music industry, was a lot worse. I think it was a lot worse. But yeah, having a kid really changed my whole entire perspective on life. And it was just a situation where I think I really started to understand what sacrifice was. Like once you have a kid, it's no longer about you. It's no longer about you. It's no longer about you being comfortable. You're never gonna sleep again. Like today, I've not slept since maybe 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock this morning, maybe 7. And I got home from work like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's not about you anymore. It's about the kid. And I think I had tunnel vision. And I just had to really reevaluate things. Like I really had to really reevaluate things. And I think a lot of opportunities, like, it's interesting, a lot of the opportunities, the doors just divinely closed. Like, real talk, it was certain situations I had no control of. And it was like things was like real successful. You know what I mean? Like we were doing 2 successful events in the Bronx weekly. You know what I mean? Get in the bag, man. Get in the bag. My music is played in the club. It's in the DJ's hands. You know what I'm saying? It's spinning. We got a label. We had a label with investors, right? If you know me, you know, we had the streets behind us. So it's like we were in a good place. And then, shit just started. Like one club just closed down. Like out of nowhere, it's like, the day of the event, we finding out it's the last day. And it's like, damn, like the club owner didn't have the respect and things like that to tell us. But that's a different story. That's a different story for a different time. But I say all this to say, like, if whatever it is that God has planned for your life, you know what I mean, there's no need to rush it, right? There's no need to rush it. I just turned mid-30s, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna say the whole number. Just turned mid-30s, and just reflecting on my whole entire life, I think now is the time that I am like walking into my purpose, where at least I'm in a direction, right? I'm heading in the right direction, and there's more things I gotta cut off, right? There's more things that I know in my life, more opportunities that I'm like, at this age, I'm seeing like, that's a waste of time. That's a waste of time. That's going to keep me. That's going to be a distraction from where I'm supposed to be. So that's just how I think everybody has to kind of look at it. Like, you don't want any distractions in your life that's going to keep you off of what your purpose is. So you want to keep pressing forward. You want to stay positive, and you want to make sure you have solid people in your life that's going to tell you the truth. Like, you don't want a circle full of yes men. So yeah, I think that's gonna be my reflection for the night. I'm about to review this Resident Evil 9 trailer that's coming out. If you know me, Resident Evil and NBA 2K are my favorite games. So they're coming out with part 9. They're gonna have all of the characters from Resident Evil 1 through 8. They're all supposed to like clash together, so it's gonna be super dope. So I'm about to jump on the stream and review that. But yeah, that's the end of this reflection here. So if you don't know, now you know. Peace.